Kia ora, my name's Nick Goldwater. I'm a principal ecologist at Wildland Consultants based in Auckland. I've been involved on the ecology side of this Kohe Forest for a number of years now, going back to 2015. And what I've noticed since coming back recently is the incredible amount of work that's been carried out in terms of pest plant control and pest animal control. A lot of the gully floor used to be covered in dense ginger, and a lot of that's gone and been planted in appropriate native species. And this gully is it has really high inherent values just because there's so few of these habitats around in urban Auckland. And I believe this gully has never actually been fully cleared, and that's really important because the site has retained its essence in terms of its microbial flora, the mycorrhizae, the soils, the invertebrates. A lot of that has been retained, and that's evident in some of the growth patterns you see, the size of the trees, the lichen species. It's a diverse, incredibly important local habitat for birds. Right now I can hear tui singing. There were shining cuckoos singing before, full of fantail, grey warbler, silver eye and ruru or moorpork nest here. And I was recently involved in a study to help film a kereru nest. So putting a camera up a tree, which was an interesting tree climb, helping a PhD student, and that worked out really well. We've got some great shots of the parent kereru tending her chick, and now I believe that chick is fledged. And as I speak, there's a tui just above you, just checking us out. And what we're seeing now with the removal of weeds like ginger and jasmine is really good regeneration of species such as Kohekohe. These are the forest giants, the future canopy species. Mahoe is everywhere, kawa. I should note that in further up the gully in one of the side catchments is a beautiful example of old growth Kohekohe. And again, that is quite rare to see in an urban area. And that for some reason was not included in the SEA boundary. Some of those I measured were over 50 centimetres in diameter, and they looked in good shape. Possums have obviously been controlled, but we've also got to think about the other habitats in here, the aquatic habitats. We've got a lovely stream, an open stream that goes right up to the top of the gully, supports at least 3 species of fish. We've got banded Kokopu, which is a type of whitebait species. We've got redfin bully, and we've got shortfin eels that can make it up. They come up all the way from Kohimarama Beach through Medill's farm and then through the pipe network up to this bush, and it's here where they'll breed and their eggs will get washed downstream and the whole cycle starts again. So to see fish in here in one of the few open streams in suburbia is very special. And the work that the local residents are doing, planting along the stream, is just going to improve those values by adding shade, reducing scour and erosion, and providing habitat and insects for those fish and other creatures. I think there's been a real push recently in the recognition of urban forests in terms of their ecological values. People are realising that if we can do some basic pest control, these little islands of biodiversity can be greatly improved and greatly enhanced, and they can support quite a wide range of species. I mean, we recently saw in the news that the presence of a bellbird in a local eastern reserve, I think Aotearoa. These little gullies act as stepping stones too, to help birds move across the landscape, to help species like kaka, kereru move to the inner Gulf Islands. So they have a disproportionate value, I would say. Even the areas which are slightly weedy have incredibly high values. Our native birds and lizards don't distinguish between exotics and native plants. You'll find copper skink in ginger, and you'll find copper skink in native plants. So it's actually about looking at the whole network of habitat as a whole, I think, and how do they connect together? How do these remnants connect together? You know, for mobile fauna such as birds, and just having repositories of biodiversity, you know, sources, you know, so if there's too many tui here because of the food resources and they breed well because there's pest control, they can fly out to other areas. So we want to create sources of biodiversity. And I think people are increasingly realising this, and they're taking pride to do some trapping on their back door. I mean, this is really, you know, evident in places like Wellington, where they're leading the charge in the predator-free 2050, but is now really catching up in Auckland. So yeah, I just love urban areas, and I just see so many opportunities for restoration and protection, and just to get people involved and enjoy them, because that's half the battle. Once you get people into those areas, once they know what's there, once they understand it, that's when they appreciate it and come to love it.